trainer for this today. So I'm having nearly 10 years of experience in the complete integration modules of SAP. I hope I am audible for everyone. Please let me know if you have if you are having any problems in hearing my voice or by seeing my screen. Okay, you can let me know in the chat, or you can also just unmute yourself and just give me. Thank you. So let's go ahead and start up with SAP PO. What we are trying to do today is just a demo session of what is a high-level overview of PO and what we will try to cover in this complete PO course or training. This is our basic agenda for today. We will try to start with what is meant by EAI, Enterprise Application Integration. Then we will try to understand different types of integration patterns and styles that are available. And then we will try to understand what is SAP HANA suite, where suits with the integration. Then we will dig into SAP Netweaver architecture, internal to SAP Netweaver architecture, how our PI or PO stack got established. Then we will go through the complete course content. And finally, we will have some space for the question and answer sessions. So why we are here is due to EAI, Enterprise Application Integration. EAI is in a bigger picture, like similar to ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, right? So we are, I think one or the other way, we are all connected to the ERP. Might be SAP MM, or it might be SAP ABAP, or any other modules which are non-SAP also. I hope you guys understand, already well aware about what is meant by an ERP. So every business which is trying to run in the market today will have its own ERP to run its business, right? That's a software suite which will help their business to more digitize and digitalize for them, right? And for a better communication way, they will try to use that ERP. EAI is one type of domain where it will talk about integration between the systems. For example, if let's say I'm into supply chain management, I will be trying to manage my supply chains. Then I'll have my own software which will try to accommodate my business needs. Then I need to bring in one more software for my employees for my employee management. Then I need to I'll try to integrate these two systems. I need to integrate these two systems to run my business more smooth, because let's say all my employees punch in punch outs need to be calculated. Based on that, I need to pay for my employees. Then these two systems, my SCM system and also my employee management system, need to talk to each other. Similarly, we can have different types of ERP based systems or non-ERP based systems also, which need to talk to each other. So this integration of all the systems, we come across with this EAI module. So mainly in this EAI, the main features are data integration. We will try to integrate the data from one system to the other system, and it is independent of the vendor. So whatever might be your base system, whatever might be your target system, we don't bother about it, because we are mostly an integration guys, and whatever might be your source or whatever might be your target, our procedure will be remaining the same, which maintains a canonical format throughout the business. Then it's a common facade. It implies any users no need to understand what is going on in this integration, or they no need to panic themselves trying to make that, trying to point this integration did not bring in the correct data for me. So this complete EAI will give you the reliability and also a compliance of the data between all the systems. It's a real-time information access. This gives a good future of having real-time information for everyone, and it will try to streamline the process, and it gives us more efficiency in accessing the databases, transferring the data and information across multiple platforms, and easy development and maintenance. So why we had trying to develop an EI, it means to make it more vendor independent and maintain or develop that and make it more reliable for our integrations between the data and the systems more feasible throughout the throughout our business. In order to implement these domains, we have many types of tools in the market. We can divide the tools as per the product-based companies. Let's say SAP is a product-based ERP, which is having a huge market, which is also a #1 in the ERP market. It's having its own integration tool or EAI tool called PI or PO, process integration or process orchestration. Similarly, we have other tools like TIBCO. IBM have its own integration bus or message queue or different types of integration layers it is having. Microsoft have BizTalk server. Oracle is having Sova Suite, and different types of other types of products do provide their own standards of EAI tools, which will try to ease their integration for their for their base systems to the other systems. Right? For example, if my business is running on SAP, it is more convenient for me to maintain EAI tool as PI, which is an SAP product again, because it makes the ease of integration between at least one source or target. Because let's say I'm trying to implement a new module or like a custom CRM tool, eCRM module in my business, then I will bring a new vendor who will maintain my ECR, my customer relationship management. Then I need to integrate that to my base ERP. So at this point, I have an eCRM system, which is a non-SAP system, and I have my base ERP as my SAP system. Our PI will try to integrate your CRM and SAP. So one part of integration that is base is our ERP, which is SAP. So which are already well tightly coupled with each other, right? Your PI and SAP ERP will be tightly coupled by the time whenever you want to bring in a new vendor. So you no need to bother about this type of integration, which is already established in place. And we will always bother about only the source one, which we are only the new one, which we are trying to bring in always into the market, into our business, right? So based upon the type of ERP we are having, we will try to select our own type of integration tools. That's why now PI and PO, PI or PO is SAP's basic base product for EI. Which is providing more reliability, and the performance wise also it's pretty fast or pretty quick, and trying to transfer the data from one system to the other systems. Mainly, any EAI tools will try to go through these go through some types of patterns or styles. Let's say integration patterns. Mainly, these type of integration patterns need to be fulfilled by our EI tools. Okay, like message routing the message to the correct destinations, transforming the message to the destinations, and construct your message as per your business needs. We have different types of styles that the EI tool should have capable of doing it. One is the base one is a file transfer files between the systems. Whenever you have a shared database, integrate the systems using your shared database. Try to provide a RPI, remote procedure invocation, right? We will have our own base endpoints, and those endpoints need to be always called by the other systems. And finally, using a messaging bus, also we can try to integrate ourselves. So these are different styles of integrations, and these styles of integrations will combine with these type of patterns and try to do our integration for us. EAI should be capable of doing these two things together and try to give a seamless integration or data transfer between the systems. Now, let's come into SAP's world, right? So in SAP world today, it's going to S4 HANA. Mostly all the business is looking for S4 HANA, which is a brand database, which is said to be having more type of improved performance across all the different types of modules, right? So here we have different types of capabilities that will be introduced by SAP HANA for us, like PO, the process orchestration, HCI, it's a cloud-based integration, finally web services, where each and your web systems can also consume or provide some web services to the outer extension or outer world and try to integrate themselves, right? So your business suite is something which is altogether at the center of which is your base business, and we will try to communicate with people's customers, finance, whatever. These are all the different parts of the business what we are trying to integrate to ourselves. So this type of suite require a tightly coupled integration between each other. For that reason, we have these three types of integration capabilities that this business suite can be handled with, right? There comes our SAP Netweaver architecture stack. So this Netweaver stack is like a concept which brought in by SAP pretty much well before. In this concept, they try to distribute all the types of modules in a systematic procedure, and they try to bring us from which system to which system we try to integrate, or what's the levels of user interactions that will be provided in the Netweaver. For example, our database will be might be HANA database or any other Oracle databases, which is prior to HANA, right? Everything will be underneath the system, and your Netweaver stack, the base stack will be your ABAP or Java, where you will try to write your programs there. And on these programs, we'll have our internal portals, business warehouses, business suite, or process orchestration, which will lie and provides an integration, not only integration actually. This is a tightly coupled architecture where everything will try to talk with your HANA database through your application server or application programs, right? For example, if I want a new transaction, if I want to create a customer, I will use a transaction in SAP to create the customer, but internally that will sit in your HANA database or the SAP's database, right? So this is the programming interface which we have through which we will try to interact with our base database, and these are all the custom functions or custom stacks that been provided by SAP to process orchestration is mainly to communicate to the outer world. Portals are something which you can develop your internal portals to run your internal business. Business warehouse or business intelligence is for our reporting tools or dashboards, and some completely a business suite which will try to give you more features of analytics and all the stuff which will be coming up. Whenever we are talking about your SAP Netweaver architecture like this, your process orchestration will work as an integration broker, and it can also communicate with your ABAP or Java-based system, your SAP ERP system, and try to integrate the data to the other systems. So this is how we try to make the integration happen. These are different types of gateways that are available, where your base HANA database or SAP database is at the bottom layer, and that can be exposed to the outer layers, or you can also integrate with the cloud applications or on-premise applications using your process integration. And in your integration, you will have your BPM, BRM, and all the stuff, all the different types of stacks internally we will be having up, which will try to um, give a unique interaction between all the applications. This will be our core. This is the SAP PO Java stack we are trying to talk about, and here we will have 4 different types of components available. Mainly SAP PO is divided into 4 different components. One component is called ESR, where we will try to do our integration patterns. Right, the integration patterns, we call them as message routing, message transformation, and message construction. In that, we will try to do message transformation and message construction in your ESR, and message routing will be done using your integration directory. In these 2 different stacks, we will try to build we will try to build our style and pattern, and using your configuration and monitoring, it will provide more reliability of the messages. Like, for example, if my source said I sent some 100 orders to you, right? Might be my target is I'm missing some 2 to 3 orders, and it had received only 98 orders, right? Then my business will call me and ask what happened to the other 2 orders which been sent by your source. So I need to be in a position to explain them whether I had received it correctly or not, and if I received it, why I could not able to send to the destination correctly or not. This type of configure and this kind of monitoring can be done, and we have a wide lasting monitoring available by PI, which is given by PI, right? So once you log into PI configuration monitoring, here we will see a wide range of options we are having, where we can do pretty much wide monitoring, and we can detect what happened exactly to any message, or we can also monitor the complete PO system thoroughly using this stack. Your SLD is the next fourth component. This component is mainly will be trying to act as the base database for your ESR and ID, and also some of the basic stuff will be trying to accomplish using this SAP the system landscape SLD. So we will try to understand mainly of these 4 components. System landscape directory is mostly with SAP basis, where they will try to install the system and do more work on it. And also, as a developers, we will also try to interact with SLD with 2 to 3 different types of categories. We will talk about it later. And then we mostly interact with ESR and ID parts to do our complete integration, and configuration and monitoring part will be used for us to monitor our end product or end integration thoroughly on day-to-day basis. This is how your stacks looks like, and this is the kind of system which we will get for the access also. This is how your stacks looks like, and upon this, we can try to access these stacks using Netweaver Developer Studio. This is the IDE part of it. Whenever SAP had started this particular EAI, it started from actually XI. This is the pretty much previous version of the integration product that given by SAP. We call this as Exchange infrastructure. This got upgraded into PI. We call this as process integration. So once this got upgraded to PI, we are no more just talking about system to system integration. Exchange infrastructure mainly focused on how to integrate two systems. But later, when we try to upgrade ourselves into process integration, we are trying to integrate the systems in a process-oriented manner. Like for example, we are introducing processes in our integration and trying to do this. For example, the simple example will be our expenses reimbursement. Let's say I claim some expense like a $500, and if I have a process in my business stating that if something is exceeding some $100, that need to go for a manager approval, right? So as I claimed $500, my manager will get that approval notice. So he will try to approve or reject that, and based upon that, I'll get my reimbursement. So this is a process that is in place in my business. So how I can implement this process? That can be done through your process integration. So integration, PI is not just talking about two systems data to and fro transfer. It is also talking about a process-oriented manner of integration thoroughly by developing your own processes, right? So this used to be on a dual stack. That is nothing but Java and ABAP. We used to have dual stack, which is a Java stack and also an ABAP stack. SAP guys tried to get rid of the ABAP stack, which is making the message more time consuming in your integration layer and trying to reach your system a bit late. So what SAP guys had tried to do here is, by removing one stack, they tried to make the performance raise from nearly like a 1 minute, let's say a message is going from my source to target, and it should cross through both the stacks actually. Whenever we are trying to do our integration using PI, that used to process using both the stacks. By reducing one stack, they improved your performance. It's like it's a good rise of performance of the message, and they are hitting to the targets pretty much fast than it used to be using the dual stacks. So they try to upgrade themselves by introducing a single stack PI. Okay, it's let's call them as PI single stack, right? Not single stack PI. Which is a Java only. Right? They usually, it used to be dual stack, but they moved into single stack. We call that as PI single stack, and they introduced a new version altogether called process orchestration. In this process orchestration, we are not just integrating the processes. So we are not only just trying to say follow this process. We are trying to orchestrate the process using this PO. This is a combination of PI single stack, BPM, business process management, BRM, business rules management. Right? So your PO will be a combination of these three things: PI single stack, BPM, and BRM. So using this Netweaver Developer Studio, we could try to do our BPMs and BRM. We can implement our BPM and BRM using this Netweaver Develop Studio and try to integrate with our regular integrations that we will try to do using the ESR and ID stacks, right? So that's where SAP came up with your process orchestration, and we will try to see all these three different components in our training. Let's have a look about different types of course and what's the course content we will try to cover. Just a second. Let's try to open that. It's trying to move totally. Just a second, guys. Yeah. All right. So I hope this is visible too for everyone, right? So this is the course content we will try to cover all together. We will start from what is meant by a Netweaver. We will try to see the overview of what is SAP Netweaver and try to introduce ourselves into a PO, what is meant by our PO and the BPM, BRM, all the combination, how this is going to work for us and what are the different versions and architectures. Let's see some history of how this got up to this particular point, right? We will try to go through that completely, and then we will try to understand what are different types of components of PI, and we will also see what are different types of application to application and business to business scenarios. Then we will try to cover SLD, one of the components, just I told you, all right? So these are the different components we will try to see. In that, SLD is one of the component. In SLD, we will try to see what is a product, what is a catalog, technical system, business system, and software components. These are different things we will try to cover. Then we will come to the next component, that is ESR. We will try to cover what are the different objects that are present in ESR. So that takes another 2 sessions. Then we will try to come with ID, integration directory. This one, integration directory or integration builder. We will try to see what are all the objects present in integration directory. Then we will come to the next component, that is configuration and monitoring. And we will try to cover adapt engine, mapping runtime, and processes and tasks, all the things that are available, your monitoring, configuration, administration, and testing. What are all the things available on monitoring? We will try to cover that in this session. Then we will try to cover advanced objects. So here we are only covering the base objects that we require for our integrations, day-to-day integrations. So then we will try to cover the advanced objects that we have, which we will try to use whenever we have complex integrations. These are the different types of scenarios we will try to cover with respect to SAP integrations, right? SAP ABAP integrations. One is an IDOC configuration, how we can do an IDOC configuration and integrate using IDOC, RFC integrations or connections, proxy configurations, how we can try to configure a proxy and integrate to the ERP systems, SAP system. Then we will see these are the different types of scenarios we will try to navigate. One is a file-to-file, basic file-to-file scenario. We will try to do a file-to-file scenario, file-to-IDOC, RFC. We will try to integrate a file to an IDOC, file to an RFC, and try to do a vice versa also, and try to understand a SOAP, how to implement a SOAP communication, how to do a proxy, SOAP to proxy or file to proxy, some type of scenario we will try to see. We will also try to understand REST, how to do a REST protocol integrations using our JSON formats. Then probably we will get into Netweaver BPM. NW BPM is nothing but your Netweaver BPM. So here we said BPM, right? This is nothing but a Netweaver BPM. We will call them as Netweaver BPM and also a Netweaver BRM, right? So we will try to come to that Netweaver BPM and just go with some introduction of Netweaver BPM, and we will try to do a sample file to file with the BPM, and then try to understand what are the different adapters that are present in PI, like in order to do different types of integrations, right? For example, always it's not SAP for me, right? So there might be a database system I need to communicate. There might be some other tools integration I need to communicate. We'll have different types of integrations, right? So we'll have different types of adapters that will accommodate those type of integrations in PI. So we will try to understand what are different types of adapters and what are different types of mappings, like a graphical, XSLT, Java, and ABAP. Then we will catch up with some alert configurations, how you can configure some alerts. Like for example, if one order is failed in PI, just we will try to trigger an alert and get that alert to our email so that we will get in and try to fix that error, right? So we can do some alert configurations like that and do different types of cache updates, transports, how you can move from a development to quality and quality to production. We will try to see how the transports works and how CTS Plus will give us some boost up to that transports. We will try to cover some JDBC related scenarios in specific. Then we will come to, just a second. Yeah. Then we will come to Netweaver BPM, different types of objects that are present in Netweaver BPM, like a flow object, connections, artifacts, swim lanes. These are different types of categories that we have in designing a BPM. We will try to cover what are all those things and how you can configure a BPM and how you can orchestrate the complete process for us using this BPM. And we can try to integrate the BPM with BRM also, which will be more powerful. I think once you are getting into it, we will see more and more. And we will try to understand what is NWDI, Netweaver Developer Infrastructure, and how to create a track or how to do some transports of BPM using NWDI. Then we will come with the Netweaver administration and do some ESOA. We will try to see enterprise service-oriented architecture, how we can try to do that ESOA integrations using our PI. Finally, we will try to understand support, how to support your PI system, support projects. Like we'll have some different types of support projects, right? Like if I'm coming into my project and I have a PI system already in place, which is running with some 300 interfaces, how efficiently I can monitor that and how efficiently I can provide some good support for my PO, that we will try to see, and some basic issues, whatever we will try to get on a day-to-day basis, we will try to cover all those things using this. Right, so this is the complete PI course that I have planned for. Okay. And so for any type of BPM or BRM, we will try to get into this composite designer view and try to do some base BPM related configurations in this. Okay, this is our BPM. You can say that this is a basic BPM layer for us, and here we can do some basic BPM designing. Okay, and we will try to see how we can integrate that BPM with the BRM and all the stuff. Yep, that's what I have for you guys. Any questions, please?
Guys,
Okay.
you can unmute yourself and ask your questions. So, Omkar,
Hey,
Shabir.
okay. Uh, I have one question. Yeah. Uh, so the duration of this course, how long it will be going on? I mean, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and are you all guys also providing the demo system to to have some hand-on experience, just play with the uh, I mean the application, with the uh,
Yeah.
Netweaver. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Sure.
and
This will be your
how,
demo system you will have to play with to play with. Here itself, I will try to do all the types of scenarios, and you can see those modelings. You can see those models how I am doing the integrations, and based upon that, you can try to practice yourself. You will get a self-recording on the total video what we are going through on a daily basis, right? You will get that video recording, and also I will try to maintain a running notes during our sessions. That will be a continuous running notes, right? So I'll type whatever that comes into a Word document. That will be helping as a running notes, and that will also be shareable always for you guys.
so these sessions are scheduled daily or weekly once or weekly twice or thrice? How it will be?
Altogether, I'm looking around some 40 to 45 hours of the course, 45 hours to complete this course, right? So
Okay.
based upon that, all the how the schedule will be and how that goes up, Mohan will be discussing about it shortly.
No, okay. Sure. Yeah. Okay, that's it from my side.
Yeah. Thank you.
Shahid here. So I'm assuming that the source system we will take as an example SAP system,
Yes.
either ECC or HANA. Is it true?
Yes, please. Yeah. We will have a
And for just the experimental purpose, maybe not for the access purpose, but as a instructor, will you take a destination system as an example? Any destination system to show end-to-end file movement?
Yes. So for a file-based scenarios, we will have source and targets too. And whenever we have some other interactions like asynchronous interactions or SOAP-related integrations, right? I'll take the base system as SAP and a source system as wherever we can trigger some messages like a SOAP UI tool. You are aware about SOAP UI tool or Postman tool?
Yeah, since
Yeah.
I'm from programming, so I do understand what you are saying.
Yeah, perfect. So we will try to use those type of tools and try to see how the message flows. Like that tool is nothing but how your third party will try to trigger the things, right? So that will be pretty much similar, and we will try to use those tools and try to traverse through how the scenarios will work like.
Got it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Swapnil here.
Yes, Swapna.
Yeah, so how deep you are going to cover Netweaver BP and BRM topics?
We will go, we will traverse through all the different types of objects that we have in BPM and DRM, right? So basically, we will start with a file-to-file scenario to understand how a BPM works. Then we will go through 2 to 3 complex scenarios, like how recurringly you need to call the BPM will work, or how a user-centric, human-centric BPMs will work, not only a system-centric, how a human-centric BPM will work. We will try to seek those examples and traverse through all the objects that are present in the BPM too.
Okay, and along with the BRM as well, right?
Yes. Whenever, let's say, we'll have some set of rules that already we have, so we will try to example ourselves with some set of rules and try to keep them as business rules and try to call them using during your BPMs. Like for example, whenever I said human centric, right? So whenever I'm trying to send some mail or something like that, then we will try to create a BRM, and using the BRM, we will try to call that whoever user that need to get the mail, something like that.
Okay. So you are also going to cover NWDS installation as well. How we are going to install, or it's already?
Yeah, we'll start from basic, how you can configure your PI or how you can configure your BPMs on NWDS, and from there onwards we'll try to design the BPMs and BRMs.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sorry, Shahid again. Do you think we can able to record the sessions? By being in the beginning, especially, will be a slow-paced learning, and
Yes.
we might have to listen to your lecture again and again to understand before to take a second lecture.
Yeah, yeah. All the recordings will be recorded. Sorry, all the sessions will be recorded, and those recorded sessions will be shared with you, and you can always go through them whenever you want. Right.
Okay. Thank you.
So it will be daily 1 hour class, 1 hour session, more than an hour.
Talk about that. Mainly, that's what, right? I'm looking for a 40 to 45 hours of sessions. So based upon how the things goes, we can talk about daily 1 hour to 1.5 hours and cover the sessions.
I believe we can minimize session maybe an hour for just 2 to 3 sessions, or do we start getting the hang on it, and then we can increase the time if needed by mutual cooperation and consensus.
Definitely, we'll try to.
Hey, just wanted to confirm about the demo system access.
Yes, please.
Yeah, Vijay. Hello, Vijay. This is more you.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll get a server access for 2 months, along with the course. So you can always access your system and practice your content.
Okay. So how long will the access be provided?
2 months.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I think Womkar, you there? Hello, Womkar? I think.
Hello, this is Kishore. Can you hear me?
Yeah, please go ahead, Kishore.
So with my material management background, do you think that this is too technical for me, or basic background is better?
No, actually, what I say is whenever we call about might be an ABAP or might be any other modules of SAP, like MM, FI, SD, right? So you guys could able to explore more using PI. So for example, whenever you have some PLM tools, right, product lifecycle management tools, you will try to interact your MM materials and bombs with those tools. So how those interactions will go ahead, and all these things will be much more in much more deeper manner. You can try to collaborate with what the training we are going here. Or let's say you are working on a MATMAS 05 IDOC, right? How that IDOC communicates to the outer world, and how your materials are communicating to the outer world. You can try to understand and try to see how those monitoring tools works like, right? And also definitely, as someone mentioned, you can definitely be a techno-functional by going through this. PI is not more, it doesn't concentrate more on coding because it's mostly with the configurations. So like how you configure using your MM, right? Similar to that, it is also mostly with respect to the configuration. There will be 1 to 2 nominal flows that we need to remember, like for you also, right? When we are trying to create a material, what type of purchase or organization we need to go ahead, and how at the plant we need to go ahead, where we have a definite flow that we will go through, right? Similar type of flow will be there that we need to follow in PI also when you are trying to create your objects. So once you get into that flow, that will be pretty much easy, and you can get through. It's something similar to your configurations. It will talk less about a coding aspect, more about a configuration aspect.
Right. Is there a certification possibility at the end of it? Do people get certified at this?
Kishore, you will not be given any kind of certification from our center. I mean, you will
No,
only get a course
SAP certification.
yeah, you will
SAP certification.
yeah, that you can apply it directly, So I mean, you need to approach SAP Education directly. There you can, so book your slot for the exam and then, finish your certification. Here,
But
after the training, we will only provide you course completion, a certificate from our center.
okay, and any SAP documents for PI PO would be provided?
You get the basic, documents and running documents, so from the Anudeep. And apart from that, you'll also have a complete set of recordings, whatever we cover here. We will be covering end-to-end scenarios, So, I mean, that's more than enough, I guess. So, I mean, you'll get a basic document as well.
So you guys also give some examples of life projects?
Yes, that's what I'm going to tell now. Actually, this is more not just, we'll not try to go with the theory part of API. It's most practical part of how API works, right? We will try to cover the theory parts by doing our practical scenarios.
Yeah, because what are the challenges and what are the problems we faced that can be found only in the life projects? So that would be very, helpful for us to.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. So whenever we are going through any specific scenarios, we should know what type of hurdles we will try to face whenever we are trying to do it in our life projects, that we all can try to understand while we are doing the scenarios. I'll try to do the scenarios on these systems. Based on that, you guys can catch it up and do your own examples.
Okay, and one more question. Here you said PI is a single stack Java only. So it means the guys who are learning, he has to know the knowledge of Java, or the guys who don't know about Java is also, can learn this.
The tool is built on Java. We no need to understand Java, or we no need to have some Java capabilities for this. Right?
Okay, no need to write any Java scripts.
SAP, if you take ABAP or whatever it is, it's the base. The base product is again built on Java, right? So the tool is built upon Java. We no need to have some Java-based knowledge on it. But minimal coding knowledge is required. That's like for at least a for loop, how to do your for loop or how to do your if loop. Something like base coding language is sufficient. That was also to do the transformations, right? We talked about integration pattern called message transformation. So we are getting one type of message from your source, and we will try to translate that to the destination, because two systems cannot understand the same language. Where we think like both are some different systems, right? And they can't understand the same language. So in order to do the translation part, we will try to do some bit of coding, and for that a base knowledge of coding is enough.
Okay. No problem. Because I have experience in C#, bit in ABAP, but ABAP it's for a long time in 2009. So I'm just worried about the Java, because I don't know nothing about that.
That should be good.
Sure.
So you will be taking hands-on on 7.5?
Yes, please.
Hello?
Am I audible for you?
Yeah, so my question was basically you will be taking hands-on on PO 7.5 or 7.4?
Mostly on 7.5 itself. That's where we will try to work on the systems, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
if something system related issues comes up, then we might need to get down into 7.4 at some stages. But features wise, both will be similar, right? There is no much difference between a 7.4 or 7.5. Most predominantly, we are looking for 7.5.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.
Thank you.
Which destination systems have you got in mind for course?
Mostly our source and destination, mostly we will take SAP as base example. And we will try to do our integrations with different types of other non-SAP systems. Like mainly, we will not see the systems, but we will try to understand how those systems integrate. For example, if I am trying to do a database integration, right? Well, let's say my source system is a database, or my destination system is a core database. So we will try to understand we will try to trigger something from our SAP as a source system, and try to see how that's converting into a database related language and how it is getting inserted. Something like that, we will see a small example. Similarly, let's say if it is a HTTP related integration that the source is trying to get inside. So we will see how that HTTP integration works by using a SOAP UI tool or some. We will try to use different types of tools like this and try to go on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ishwar, Alex, you have any questions, please? And Joan?
Yeah, I think Shahid, you have some questions?
Alex, do you have any questions,
No,
please? Ishwar, are you there? Joan Sebastian, you have any questions, please?
No, maybe how much? How much?
I'll write you an email, Joan, on this and the course schedule and the payment for the course. Actually, course prices, everything mentioned on our website itself. So I'll send you the details. So over the email along with the schedules. So we'll have a separate call. So to finalize the schedules, because so all our all of you from different countries, we need to match up the schedules based on all your convenience, and then we'll have a slot finalized first, then so we'll start accordingly.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much, Juan. And you have any more questions on the course? Okay, Alex, are you there?
No, thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex. And Ishwar? Ishwar, if you have any problem with your mic, probably you can start chart here actually. We have a chart section just below to the panel. You just go there and then enter your questions here, please.
Thank you, Kishore.
There's a guy called Omkar. Omkar? Hello, Omkar? We have unmuted you, Omkar. Please go ahead and put your questions, please.
this particular course is for 7.5 version or 7.4 version?
No, actually designed for 7.5 only. So actually 7.4 is fully, working on, I mean, a stable system for Netweaver BPM and BRM. 7.5 is, I mean, very new to the market for the, IDES server, and we are working on complete configurations. We'll work on 7.5 only, and if there is any issues, with any of these scenarios during the training, then we'll switch on to the 7.4 and then we'll finish the scenario. But environment side and both are very similar, and there's no much difference on it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Funkar. So guys, anyone has got any more questions right now before we end up the call? Okay, Anudeep, you want to add up anything?
Yeah, I think this is the complete course schedule we will try to cover, guys. Right. If you have any questions in the course content, you can just mail us, right? And if you think from your project-oriented manner, if you want to add something to the course also, do let me know. So we will try to accommodate your project-related scenarios or project-related technical things. Whatever queries you have, we will try to accommodate during this course, and we will try to understand, explore them in a better manner, right? I think that's it from my end. If there are any other questions I can answer, definitely I'll be very happy to do that.
Shahid, you have any question, please? Then you raise your hand.
No, sorry, that was by accident. No, I don't have a question. So thank you very much. It was very detailed conversation. So definitely we'll go from there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shahid. And we'll have in detailed, discussions when we get onto the system. Today, actually, it was scheduled for only, 90 minutes maximum session, so we could not take you through the, configurations of each and every, so tool of SAP PO. So once we get into the actual training, then so we'll have to have at least 90 minutes session to discuss each and every concept we have mentioned here. So hopefully, so we can have so very good sessions further on.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shad. So Vijay, you have any questions?
All right, I think.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. So I'll so get in touch with you guys over the email, and so we'll further discuss on the schedules and then finalize the course. Okay. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys,
Bye.
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Anudeep. Okay. So
Yeah.
stay on call, Anudeep. So